Depression and disassociating are two things that I've definitely had my fair share of, and I want to talk about these experiences. But I'm gonna I'm gonna have to leave a what do you call it a notice to anyone watching that this video will be covering some pretty serious topics, and if you're not comfortable, don't watch them, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, if you obviously the comments are always I'll be commenting. I try to reply to every comment. So if you have thoughts or problems you want to talk about, I will happy to reach out there. Or yeah, anyway, I'll explain what you can do if you relate to these things. At the end of the video, I'm going to be talking about how you can sort of go through or get better if you're experiencing these sort of things yourself. But anyway, to the video. So to start off with, my experience, right? I'm gonna be brutally raw and like honest and truthful because that's the whole point of this channel, is to be just a outlet for myself where I'm meant to be just like straight up as me as it gets. So for me, right, I was diagnosed with major depressive disorder after a few attempts in my own life back during the COVID lockdowns. And my depression wasn't really based on anything like, what do you call it? I'm trying to think what the word is here. It wasn't based on, feeling like anxious and depressed. I just had like a chemical imbalance in my brain, which was, I believe, stems from ADHD, because I think ADHD, your dopamine doesn't produce properly in your brain, and that I think is the main cause, as well as like the lack of going outside, seeing my friends and stuff because of the lockdowns here in Australia, with everything being online. But yeah, enough about that, right? I was put on Prozac for a while. I say a while, I'm still prescribed it, I think, to this day. I just don't take it anymore. But Prozac I found to be quite numbing. It was Prozac's an antidepressant for those who don't know, but I found it to be quite just numbing. Like I sort of talk about it in my ADHD and medication video, where it didn't really feel like I was getting, what do you call it, better. It more felt like it was just stopping me from wanting to, blow my head off. Which I didn't really like it. So eventually I got into smoking weed, which I think actually helped me a lot. Weed was pretty much just for a while it was my escape. Like I'd go home, wait until my entire family fell asleep and go down to, like, because we had like a little double garage, with half of it being turned into a studio in my old place, and I used to go down there at like 2 a.m, just to smoke a joint, and yeah, that would be like my little peace and quiet time, which is pretty much what I lived for like an entire year. It was just for those nights where I could go home and, wait until everyone fell asleep and do that, just to go to school like 4 hours later, because I'd wake up. And yeah, it was some interesting times. But yeah, I used to pretty much rely on it all the time. I don't smoke anymore, at least I don't buy for myself anymore. It's more like I buy for my own. Like I don't buy anymore. I just like, if my friends offer to smoke, like if I'm at my mate's house and he whips out a bong, hell yeah. Socially, I'm never gonna say no. I love weed, and I still do. But yeah, to my point though, I feel like this is in line, right? Yeah, cool. I feel like yeah, weed helps, right? Now I'm kind of just raw dogging life. Like I'm still, it comes in phases. That's what I feel like. Like I feel like depression and disassociation for me comes in like phases where I'll have periods like of like 2 months out of the year, or like that'll happen like, it happens to me like probably 3 times a year, where I'll have this like month or 2 month long phase where I'm just really depressed, and I don't know why it happens, don't know what causes it, but it happens, and it's been happening for the last few years. I don't know, yeah, just the last few years. I'm gonna shoot this guy because I don't want to, actually I missed, they kill me, and he's dead. But yeah, so I mentioned this sort of my medication video where I talk about the zombie mode, where it's like you feel like a zombie, like you come home after taking your meds and you just disassociate as fuck, no energy, you're like an empty husk of a human, right? Like you feel like a zombie, like you feel like these guys, if they were just staring at them, like I said in the video, I used to just sit in my living room like 2-3 a.m, just staring at the wall, no music, no nothing, just because I couldn't fall asleep because I wasn't tired, and like I was just wanting to do something or do nothing, so I just sit completely still, which is weird for me as well, because with ADHD my knee's always jumping, like as I'm recording right now my knee's jumping up and down, like my left knee, So I always found it that quite interesting that I would sit completely dead silent, dead still, zero stimulation, and kind of just like, yeah, just disassociate the fuck out of my mind, I guess, doing that. And yeah, disassociating in general feels like, I'm not gonna explain it, my best way to explain it, I guess, is it feels like say I'm out in public with my friends, right? It feels like I'm going like this, like, you know, just whoop, and then yeah, it's like, I don't know, it happens anywhere. It would happen when I'm with my friends or when I'm chilling, wherever, and it would just feel like I'm completely disconnected from reality. Like I'd be all of a sudden from experiencing my own life to watching my own life, just through my eyes. Which, when you think about it, is what do you call it? Is what reality is, I guess. Is like, and because we really are just our own consciousness, experiencing our lives through our eyeballs. But like, I feel like, what do you call it? 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel like it was really amplified, I guess is the word. When you know when like you're just disassociated, and it's just like you really do feel like everything. Like, I don't know. I used to this happened especially when I was on my meds, where I'd be seeing like static, sort of. I don't know if that's the right word, but like my vision would be pretty grainy, and like I'd just have ringing in my ears. And yeah, it wasn't not fun, but weirdly, and I don't know if this is like, I feel this is really weird to say, right? But I kind of like enjoyed that feeling. I don't know if that's the word. I think it's a really bad way to put it, but like I sort of enjoyed the feeling of like disassociating, and not to say I chase for it sometimes. But this is where I don't know if this is where people can, because usually people can relate to what I say when I'm talking about ADHD, but I don't know if this is something that other people can relate to, but I sort of chase that feeling, and I'll get into why later. Because it's like, I don't know, it sort of links to, I'll talk about like solitude and stuff later, but when I was like disassociated, I felt sort of at peace. And yeah, I'll get into it later, because I want to talk about, what do you call it? Like I said, while I feel like at peace, I'm still super emotionless. Am I miscounted? 1, 2. Hold up. Cool. Yeah, anyway, so as I was saying, it's like, I don't know, I felt emotionless, right? But it was a peaceful emotionless. And it's a feeling I sort of chase, and I can sort of reach it with my, what do you call it? With Medicaid, like the ADHD meds. If I sort of go into that zombie mode, which is really weird to say, because as much as I hate it, I also really find it comforting sometimes. And I don't know if this is just straight delusion at this point that I'm spitting. Probably is. I have to move this entire section back. God damn it. But yeah, I'll get back to it in a second, because I want to talk about like how, you know, growing up like this sort of turned out on me. So what do you call it? Like, from all this, I sort of became quite a, I don't know if stoic is the word, but like, I looked into philosophy a lot, because as I was trying to get better from, you know, being hella depressed, I was trying to find, you know, I was looking into philosophies. So 2 philosophies really spoke to me. Stoicism is one of them, I'm not going to go deep into them. I might make a video on my own, like another video for those, because they're topics that I'm really interested in talking about. But what do you call it? It's like, I don't know, Stoicism is like, it's sort of, it is what it is. It is what it is mindset, I think, can link to Stoicism pretty well. Where it's like, you kind of, you know, you can't control things you can't control, right? Like, just make do with what you can. And yeah, I can't really touch too much on that, just because I don't know how else to really go deeper into it without making this a 50-minute video. I'm already like 10 minutes, and I'm trying to aim for like 15 minutes max. My last 2 videos failed that miserably, so so yeah. But the second thing that really got me was nihilism, because one of the big problems I had, right, was not seeing a reason to live life, because I was wondering, like, what's the point? You know, what's the point in, you know, going through life if we're going to die anyway? I don't believe in God. I don't believe in, you know, any religion. I don't believe in an afterlife. I believe once we're dead, we're just, you know, my consciousness ends, and that's all that matters, kind of. Like, what do you call it? My I don't know if that's the correct wording, because I think with the universe experiencing itself, like I used to be a star. You know, we're all stardust at the end of the day. From the Big Bang or whatever, you can go as far back as you want. But like at the end of the day, my life will end in like probably 70, 80 years at this point. Hopefully 80. That means I'll be living to almost 100. But you know, I'll probably die when I will die one day, and then yeah, nothing will matter that I've done because I'll be forgotten. Like, even if you're some historical figure, right, you're still forgotten anyway. So I don't think people should live their life trying to be remembered because it's, in my opinion, pointless. So I more follow the idea of, what do you call it, where it's like you kind of want to just live life for yourself, and I think this can be taken really selfishly, where, you know, it's just like, I think hedonism, you can sort of take in the hedonism mindset where it's like, you know, go out, just party all the time, which I'm not really a party animal. Like, I'll go to party sometimes with friends, not really my thing. Like going to clubs and stuff, I have other things I'd rather do. But like, yeah, I don't know, I think it's just, at least for me, right, because I don't believe in a meaning of life, and you know, some people say make your own meaning, right? I don't know, I think it's absurdism. It's not existentialism, I don't think. I'm pretty sure it's absurdism. Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm wrong. But yeah, it's, what do you call it? I think it's just like, oh, it's really hard to find how to put these into words. But I think it's sort of like you do want to find your own meaning, but not in the way that conventionally people mean, maybe is the word. Because what I mean by that, right, is I can't fit that logo now. And douche, 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 douche. Cool. And that should be all good. Nice. Douche, 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 douche. But yeah, so what I mean with that, right, is like you don't want to find, or I guess you want to find something in your life to keep you going, right? Now, I don't believe in anything, but I still get out of bed every morning. Why? Because I think we only have one shot at life, and so like, you know, I don't think we're gonna get reborn or reincarnated or go to heaven. I have one shot at life. I might as well live it, because why not, right? Like, I might as well experience it. And then it really just comes down to your own morals as to what you want to do. And I don't want to go too deep into this because, as I said, I want to save this for another video. But pretty much my process of getting out of my entire depression was kind of diving into nihilism and, you know, reconsidering every value that every moral value that I held. As well as, do I have no more wood? I have no more wood. We have to go get wood. So every moral value that I held, every just everything that I believed until then, I had to sort of, you know, consider it. And that was where I sort of found out that, like, what do you call it? How do I word this? That, yeah, like, I don't know. I think for everyone it'd be different if you sort of take the process I do, because it heavily depends on your own morals. But like, you know, I believe inherently I don't think anything is right or wrong. I think it's all societal based, right? But there's still things like I wouldn't kill someone, right? Because personally I think it's wrong, right? But I don't believe there's any true right or wrong. I think it's all based on perspective, right? Because killing each other, right? While some people think is wrong, like me, right? If you look at the animal kingdom, they fucking, you have people mauling each other, you know, animals mauling each other all the time. And we're animals, right? Like, we're just very weird animals that evolved way too far. Like, we did not evolve for technology. I did not evolve to play Minecraft. I should be with a spear right now chasing some, I don't know, some woolly mammoth or something. But no, here I am playing Minecraft. So that's always weird to think about. But yeah, so I'm not gonna dive into that too far. But the last point I kind of want to bring up on how it sort of turned out on me is I'm a very, like, peaceful, like, I always chase my own solitude, I guess is the word. I don't know if I'm using that correctly either. But like, I think solitude is important, and being able to have peace with yourself is probably the most important thing in your life. Like, I don't really care what happens to me in my life, as long as mentally I'm at peace. And I think that's what solitude is. Like, I think that if I'm mentally, you know, okay with whatever happened, like, you know, oh, you know, this happened, that happened, I got bad exams, oh well, you know, bad exam results, oh well, as long as I'm at peace in my mind, it's all that really matters to me. Because at the end of the day, all you have is yourself. Like, nothing's really real, let's be real. Nothing's really real, let's be, what a line. What a line. But, you know, like, nothing really is, you know, forever. Like, you know, everything is temporary. right? But the only thing that's forever in your own life is your own mind. So I like to think that, as long as you can stay at peace with that, and that's what kind of got me out of my depression, was as long as I take care of myself first, I'd be better. I'd be good. My problem with that though is that it sort of evolved me into this thing where I'm not, I don't want to say afraid, but I avoid conflict. Like anything that involves like familial, like family or relationships with conflict and stuff, I just avoid in general, because I just don't view it as even though it is worth it. Like sometimes, friendships go through struggles or relationships go through struggles. Like if you're a partner and you're having a bit of a bad time, like you go through these struggles, right? But they hopefully ultimately turn out for the better, because that's part of growing. You're gonna have your struggles. For me, right, my problem is that I never really divulge into that, because I'm always like, I just immediately try to avoid it. Like as soon as I can sense that conflicts is starting, I'll immediately just, even if it even if it's like as simple as me just having to apologize for something, even if I don't believe I should be apologizing for something, like I'll just straight apologize, because I don't care what they think about, they got the ego win here. I don't really give a fuck. I just want my peace, and that's all that matters to me at the end of the day. Which is a problem, because it really affects me when I'm trying to, when I'm dating. It's like, I know it's funny. Like, I look back at my past, because currently I'm single, right? But like I've dated a couple of girls in the past, and one that I really liked, I don't know, I ended it on some really stupid, it was literally, I just self-compromised myself into ending the relationship, and I just look back at it, I'm like, why? Because I don't understand why. Like she was definitely we were going good, so. Yeah, just if you take your personal peace, don't take it too seriously like me. That's probably the biggest mistake I made in my life. But it is still important nonetheless. But yeah, to sum up everything, because we're already at 19 minutes, man, holy shit. Yeah, if you're facing similar problems with me, where it's like, you're really depressed or thingy, go talk to someone. Honestly, going to a psychiatrist getting medicated helped me as well. Even if I said I stopped after a while, the time that I had it was helpful. And I know people who just works really well for. Like for me, it didn't work too well, but for others, it works really well. But one thing I definitely would recommend is talking to friends. Now, I wouldn't recommend talking to actual friends in person. I find that hard to do. I recommend talking to people online. So if you have online friends, some of my best friends nowadays are online friends as well. Like I've met a lot of people online. I'm literally going later today to go meet one of my online friends for a drink at the local bar. And what do you call it? It's just, yes. And then this would be the, yeah, okay. Doosh, doosh. But yeah, as I was saying, right, it's like, talk to friends, like online friends, because it's different when you're talking to somebody online whether it be over text or in a call, right? I prefer text, but if you're talking to someone no one rang, what the hell is this? But if you're talking to someone, right, online, I think it's a lot easier to talk to them. And it's something that I'd so recommend doing, because it gives you a completely, because when you grow up, right, you usually go around people, or you evolve, or you sort of, if people you've known for years, right, you kind of sort of evolve to them, and you're familiar with them. Whereas if it's someone online, right, it's a fresh new perspective. You don't know what their beliefs are, and even if they're good online friends, right, you know everything about them. It's still, I think, good to talk to them. I prefer it over online, like talking in person to people. So I'd highly recommend doing that. But yeah, otherwise, thanks for watching. Yeah, this is definitely a video to make. Not sure if I'm happy with how it turned out. I guess we'll see when I'm editing it. My editing just cutting out all the dead spaces where I'm just thinking instead of talking. But thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.